I'm Sage Vogel. Today on Lincoln Now, NHS applications, a new STEM center, and great cheese robbery. Find Lincoln Now on Instagram.
Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live with Ellie Monning and Macy Lamb.
Seniors, it's an important time of the year for many of you. Some reminders you may need.
Halloween is tomorrow, a stroll through a haunted house.
And their job is to make memories for you. An inside look.
Lincoln Live starts now.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Macy Lamb.
And I'm Ellie Monig.
Hey, Ellie, I don't know about you, but I'm so glad we're back to doing our regular live shows.
Same. I'm excited too. And we want to take a moment to thank Mr. Kunzelman.
Mr. Kunzelman has been off sick, but Mr. Lowry dropped off our video switcher to Mr. Kunzelman at his house, and he was able to fix it and get us back on the air.
So we're excited to get into the news.
We have reached the end of the first grading period. This is the time to reflect on the first 9 weeks of school about what went well and what needs improvement.
Even though we are more than halfway closer to winter break, now is not the time to let off the gas. Our Isaiah Banks has 5 tips to start this quarter off strong.
What's up, Lincoln? I'm Isaiah Banks. It's a new quarter. Here are 5 tips to help you stay on track. Number 1, stay organized. Find a place to write down all your homework for the day, whether it be on your computer or down on paper. Number 2, ask for help when you need it. The Passroom is available every day and every period. This is the place where you can get help on most of your schoolwork assignments. Number 3, set a few goals this quarter. It's important to have a few goals to keep you motivated, like getting a higher grade in class or eating better. Number 4, don't procrastinate. Do your homework first and then you can scroll TikTok. You don't want to be up late at night writing that essay that's due in 15 minutes. And lastly, number 5, get some sleep. The average teenager needs about 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night. Make sure you get a good night's rest so you're not falling asleep the next day. Good night.
Some of Ohio's most popular colleges have early action deadlines coming up soon, so don't miss out. For example, this week, Ohio State, Miami University, and University of Dayton all closed the door for early applications. It's important to make sure you aren't missing any scholarships and other opportunities. Seniors, give your attention to Mr. Miller, who has all the reminders.
Seniors, I just want to remind you, next Friday, November 1st, it's an early action deadline, so you want to make sure your Common App is completed, your school links is connected, and your recommendation letters are all turned in by Friday. Otherwise, you'll miss the deadline and you'll have to do regular decision.
As Halloween approaches, we're excited to see everyone's fancy costumes. This time of year always brings a lot of creativity and fun to our school. However, it is important to have guidelines. Here's Mr. Banks to share some rules you need to follow.
You are more than welcome to wear your Halloween costumes to school with a couple of guidelines. Number 1, they have to be school appropriate and follow the school dress code. So double check your school dress code before you get your costume ready on Thursday. You also, no full face masks, no full face paints, and no inflatable costumes. We've got too many kids here for that. Hall is too crowded. So no inflatables, no face paint, no mask.
Thanks, Mr. Banks. Speaking of costumes, there's another group here at Lincoln that's sporting a new wardrobe, but not for Halloween. The crew for Radium Girls has been fitted for costumes. All members have been dressed to look like 1920s men to symbolize that it's the men running the show, and have donned ties, suspenders, and blazers. Ollie Winters shares their excitement for getting back into costume.
So this has been a really fun opportunity to get put in costumes. It's not my first time being put in costumes. My first time was technically Legally Blonde, where we were asked to buy our own college t-shirts and wear a pair of jeans. And then we got to do it for Newsies as well, which was so much fun. We got fully fitted by the costume moms. And then this show, it's been a while since we've done it, but this show we got to get costumes as well, and it's been an amazing experience.
Hey Ellie, have you gone to any haunted houses this year?
Yeah, it was really scary. Have you?
Yeah, I went to Haunted Hoochie, and let's just say it was quite the experience.
Every year, the theater program here at Lincoln provides a horrifying experience for the community.
They get to be creative and have fun by bringing a haunted house to life.
This year, the theme was zombie apocalypse in Clark Hall.
Our Aubrey Tomsick took a deeper look on what it takes to run a haunted house and much more.
Trigger warning, this does contain fake blood. Here's the story.
Welcome to the Gahanna Haunted House. Here we go.
Haunted houses are just one of many bucket list activities around this time of year. The creativity and hard work behind hosting an event like this takes months of preparation.
We started preparing in class about 2 months ago, just getting our room ideas, the theme down, and what items we needed in our rooms.
You're taking my baby!
Let's keep going. Come on. And then as we got closer, taking more time to make sure that we had all the items.
I need some batteries, like here. Okay, yeah.
Many different factors and ideas are thought through in order to guarantee maximum fear. Deciding the theme of the house, costuming, makeup, and additional elements is what brings the haunting to life.
We just kind of came together as a group for our room, which is the hospital room, and we just kind of workshopped off each other, and it was really great.
This year we split up into 3 groups to come up with ideas, each group, and then we presented them to the class to let them kind of know what we wanted to do.
And then we decide like rooms, like what happens in an abandoned apocalypse, like what's abandoned, a grocery store, a storage room, office room. There are sanctuaries. Maybe sanctuaries aren't safe.
With brand new ideas every year, there comes change. And this year, there's much more of it.
This year's different because now we're kind of just working with what Target wants to do instead of like what she was given. So she's able to give like more of what her input is. That's kind of led to more preparation when it comes to things.
On top of raising money for the theater program, these students enjoy many other aspects of doing the Gahanna Haunted House.
This is my first time, and I'm really loving it so far. I'm not good with getting scared myself, but scaring people is definitely really fun.
My favorite part is getting to see people's faces when I scream at them. We're in the asylum. I get to yell at people not to take my baby, so that's fun.
Hearing the reactions of like the people that we scare, because it's different every time.
I just get to be like a character, get into like a costume, and just getting to scare people. It's kind of funny.
No matter your reasons for being a part of this event or being one to experience the thrill, one thing stays clear.
Is that a zombie?
The reactions to this extraordinary performance is one you won't want to miss. This is Aubrey Tomczyk for Lincoln Live.
Let's turn our attention to Taylor.
Wait, girl Taylor or boy Taylor?
Girl Taylor, and she's got some news to share.
Hey guys, yep, Girl Taylor here. Recently, Key Club has offered their members the opportunity to get the CPR certification, and they have held classes to help students learn how to safely and effectively handle emergencies. With the teaching of firefighter Chuck Wilhelm, students were able to learn CPR, how to use an AED, and could apply these new skills with practice equipment and scenarios. Sammy Diley has more to tell us about what this experience was like.
I think it's really important to practice doing chest compressions and mouth to mouth, because although it seems really easy, when you actually like end up practicing it, you realize that you're not going deep enough, too fast, too slow. There's just a lot of variables with it, so being able to practice and getting confident with it so you are able to act in an emergency to help save a life is really important.
The Career Center provides students with many opportunities, including real-life experience and hands-on training in their chosen career field. School counselor Mrs. Stallnacker has a quick reminder for the sophomores going on the Eastland Fairfield field trip next week.
Hi sophomores, this is just a reminder that if you signed up to go and visit one of the Eastland or Fairfield Career Centers and you turned in your permission slip, that your emergency medical form needs to be updated and on file this school year. You have until November 5th to have that completed to attend the field trip.
The yearbook is an important way of showing the history of the school and preserving the memories that are made in these halls every year. And while everyone who gets the yearbook are excited to see the pictures in it, there's much more work that goes into creating the stories that make the book. Audrey Laser took a deeper look into what the yearbook class does and how they create such an important book.
Getting the yearbook from the year before is always an exciting time for students here. What people don't see when they get the book is the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes that makes it.
So the yearbook starts with a theme. So the editorial staff for the year decides on what they think is the big idea that will kind of be threaded throughout the book. And then from there, they decide what are the stories that 20, 30, 40 years from now, when we sit down and want to look at the history book of the high school, are going to be important to tell.
The stories cannot be achieved without the work from the reporters, photographers, editors, and last but not least, the editors-in-chiefs.
I'm one of your 2 editors-in-chief, so for the class, we go through all the stories and edit, but we also design the book. We get to pick out what pages go where, we design pages, and just overall check how the class is going and if our staff is meeting their deadlines.
With the time crunch of getting the yearbook out in time, deadlines are very important to keep the schedule running smoothly. The schedule, however, isn't created by the teacher.
So the nice part about Yearbook is that it is student run, and so they are responsible for setting deadlines and deciding when papers are due, when pages are done, and so a lot of the work that goes on behind the scenes is determined by students for students. By doing that, we're empowering them to understand their own work ethic and their own ability to get a story done, so that at the end of the year we have an entire book to look back on for the rest of the year.
The student-run style is appreciated in the class and helps the creativity of the book.
One thing that's really nice about this class that makes it different compared to others is that it's so much self-driven that we, the people of the class, and as the yearbook staff, have the ability to design the yearbook and kind of create the history of Gahanna-Lincoln, which is a huge power that I think is very incredible that we have.
This different structure teaches beneficial lessons to the kids in it. The students making the book themselves helps show the real history of the school through the students' eyes.
The yearbook's important because we are documenting what has happened throughout the year, and in 50 years, if you go back and see through your yearbook, you'll see what happened during your year, and we're the ones that will document that.
So when you receive your yearbook this year, make sure to appreciate the faces behind the book. This is Audrey Laser for Lincoln Live.
All right, that's all the news I have for you today. Now back to my favorite 5 feet anchors.
Thanks, Taylor. Well, Lincoln, thanks for watching today's show.
Check out our website at lincolnonline.org.
You can vote on our polls, find our latest shows, and have easy access to any important info for students.
That's all the information we have for you today. Bye!